Hey, ladies.
Hey.
So, we're back again.
We have a topic for you guys.
Before we get started, in case some of you guys didn't see our live video earlier this evening, we wanted to talk about our shirts.
Just still again.
Yeah, so this week is a really big week for Game of Thrones fans. If you have not started Game of Thrones, shame on you.
Shame.
Shame. Shame. Shame. For Game of Thrones fans, you would know what I mean. But
yes.
So in honor of Game of Thrones week, it starts this Sunday. We're having like a really big party. It's a big deal in the Riley household and the Johnson household.
Yes.
But it's all about Game of Thrones this week. So Timber, talk to us a little bit about your shirt.
Well, I'm repping House Stark, the banner here. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. Season premieres actually happens on Sunday night.
This Sunday.
This is only the final season.
Is it 8 or 6? It's like 8 episodes.
I'm gonna pray for 8. I don't like it when they cut it off like that.
I don't either, but there is only a few episodes this season, but they're going to be a little bit longer, so that's a good thing.
Thank you, Lord, because I tell you, that 1 hour and you start seeing the credits, you're like, I wanted to see more.
It's too much.
It's too much to take. But yeah, please make sure if you haven't watched Game of Thrones, please go check it out. It's on HBO. You have time to catch up. It's a lot of seasons. It's 7 full seasons to catch up on, but it will catch you.
It's deep.
It will have you hooked.
And check out my girl Khaleesi. This shirt says, I'm not a queen, I'm a Khaleesi. So Khaleesi stands for queen in Dothraki language, okay? We're Game of Thrones nerds. Sorry about it. We just had to talk about it up front because we are ready. We got the t-shirts. We're ready. We're in the house, okay?
Yeah. So now let's talk about our topic. Our topic is a good one. I'm so glad you brought this one up.
Yeah, this is good.
Today we're going to have a discussion about how to have disagreements with your spouse or significant other successfully. Here's the reality. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
You'll argue. You'll have a disagreement. But there's definitely rules to the game that will help you recuperate, recover, and not do some long-term damage in your relationship.
Oh, boy. Have we all done some of that? But thank God for grace and forgiveness, okay? Well, Tamara brings up a really good point. So we don't want to keep you guys long, but we really want to talk about some really nice basics that I think would help us in all of our conversations, things that we've learned along the way, things that we continue to fail at, that we are praying to be better at. But one that comes to mind for me, Tamara, that I think is a really big staple in my household is really allowing the other person to talk uninterrupted.
Woo!
Now that's rough, because sometimes when we feel like one or the other is going a little longer than we want, I'm like, hey, I want to make a comment to what you said 10 minutes ago there.
Let me jump in here.
Yeah, if I could I just have a question.
Coach.
Yeah.
Let me get in here.
I love to tell my husband, I'm like, can I just ask a question? Just one question. He's like, no, I'm not done yet. I'm like,
God. Don't you sit over there stewing?
Oh my God. I started writing it down so I won't forget my question. I'm like, I just need to write this down because if not, I'm going to forget it. Okay?
But you know what, though? It really is important, and not just necessarily like giving them their space uninterrupted, but actually listening. And active listening is a skill that you will have to just keep practicing.
That's deep. Too.
Everybody gets it. Sometimes they mess up, but it's such a healthy skill at the end of the day.
That's deep. Tamara, at one of my many leadership development meetings or conferences that I've been in my career, I remember them saying, like, when you're through hearing someone talk, if you're actively listening, one of the good things to say back to them, if I'm hearing you correctly, Tamara, what you're saying is that you would like me to make sure that I'm cleaning up after myself differently, cleaning the bathroom. So, like, actually kind of reciting back to the person what they said in the way that you heard it. Because what I've learned in marriage, too, is you can say A, B, C, D, E, and that person hears E, D, C, B, A. Yeah. And you're like, hang on, I was so clear.
How did you know that I was very clear. But that's a great point. Yeah. That's a really good tip. The other thing I would say, too, is there's certain things that need to have guardrails on them.
Oh, yes.
There are certain ways, and you can talk to your spouse in advance, especially ladies, if you're on the path to getting married, or men, if you're on the path to getting married or entering into a relationship, even a friendship. there are certain things that really need to be off bounds.
Mm-hmm.
So things that are going to really hurt personally, like, oh gosh,
your mama, or
yeah, you better not talk about
your money. I don't know.
Mama, money, attacking somebody's character.
The character's a
when
big
you're
one,
lazy. You're this.
The lazy one is rough. So lazy, or like, what about like someone making a shot at somebody's character, like you acting like a punk or something like that, or something. I don't know, or even a female may have been called out of her name or something like that.
Right.
Those things hurt deep, and honestly, it's counteractive to progressing forward in your marriage. I mean, you almost take like multiple steps back, because the good thing about marriage that I've learned is like forgiveness has to be active. Oh. So things are going to take place. Let's just be transparent and honest. That you're gonna slip up and say something wrong. You're gonna slip up and cut someone off. You're gonna cuss. You're gonna do things that are not good to do. But by the grace of God.
By the grace of God.
Marriage, I tell you.
Active forgiveness is a really good thing. Mm-hmm. That is absolutely true.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do sometimes, but the more and more you practice, the better and better you're going to get.
One more thing I want to say about forgiveness.
You go for it.
I know my husband always says, like, how do you forgive so quickly? I'm not like that. I need more time to forgive. I need more time to kind of get past things or get over things. And one of the things that I always tell people that keeps me like humble is just how quick God has forgiven me. Mm-hmm. Because I don't know about you guys, but I've not always been perfect. I ain't been close to perfect ever, honestly. Okay, so just seeing how the God that we serve forgives us so quickly, like mercies are renewed every day. That's crazy. And so like if you really start putting that into perspective, people who are struggling with forgiveness, remind yourself how often God has forgiven you. And what if he treated us
the same way that we want to treat someone else?
Yeah, like what if God was like, nah, you messed up another time, or you really stepped out of bounds this time, Chris, and I'm not going to forgive you for this, and held up all of our blessings. Yeah, that would be rough.
That is rough. Mm-hmm. And to your point too, around just forgiveness, there's a kind of along those lines. It's important to let things go.
Oh gosh,
I know we forgive and we keep our little stuff in the back pocket, right? Man. So the next time he or she messes up, you pull out your notebook of all the wrongs that have happened. That is detrimental.
Oh, and that's another. So are you making that as one of the points? I think that's a good one. Like, don't keep things in your pocket so that you can flip them out in the middle of an argument, because then the argument turns and it spirals out of control.
It can spiral out of control, and at some point, the other party in the argument is going to feel like there is they're tattooed at some point.
Like, what's the point of being good for the marriage if I'm
because you got 18,000 things on your list that you ready to go through every time something happens. It's just not productive. It doesn't give each other a fresh start. I certainly would want somebody to keep account of all my wrongs. Man. So be mindful of that as well.
And I think one more thing about that too is like keeping a running tab of people's wrongs. What you're doing is devaluing what it is that they're bringing to you in the moment. So they may be bringing something that really hurts them in the moment, in the conversation. And that starts an argument when it's like, it may be, hey, I just wanted to let you know that you came home late today. It really bothered me. And then you throw in this other thing that happened a month ago. And then that person is like, well, God, like, I don't think you even value how I feel because I'm bringing this to you, but you're bringing something up from the past.
Exactly. So, tit for tat.
Tit for tat. And that's
not
terrible.
A good thing.
Man, that's terrible. Yeah.
Not a good thing to do. So I think the other thing I'd bring up as well, just another good point that we practice, everybody argues differently. And for me, I can go to an emotional space quick. And so Steve and I really practice on, if we need to take timeouts, we do give each other the grace to do that. Oh, man, it's not a long timeout. Now we're not talking about timeout for 2 and 3 days. Yeah. But if there's points in time where you don't feel like you can control your tongue, in the conversation. Honey, I want to talk about this. I'm upset right now. Give me about 30 minutes. I'm gonna come back to you and we're gonna finish the discussion.
Hey, and Timber brings up a really good point, because I think we all have heard this notion, like, don't go to bed mad at each other. Yeah. Now, I think that what you just said, and correct me if I'm wrong or if you think differently, but I think that sometimes that evening is not the right time to discuss it. So I think it's okay if both parties come to an agreement and say like, hey, let's go to bed, let's sleep on this. I love you. Know that I'm not upset, but I do realize that tonight is not a good night for us to finish this conversation. So I don't think that would be considered going to bed mad at each other. I think that's using wisdom and saying
100% using wisdom.
Let's hold tight till tomorrow.
Because there's communication in between that. Now, if you were to just go to bed without saying that,
yeah, no, that's the problem.
That's the problem. The other thing I'd say is communication is key. Period. Gosh, what you don't communicate, a lot of times the devil will.
Come on, sister.
Okay? I'm just saying,
give an example of that. Because that's deep. I remember, I want to say you learned that maybe in your marriage counseling or at church or somewhere, but I remember Tamara shared that nugget with me, and I say it all the time. But that's what you don't communicate, the devil will is so huge.
We've all had those moments where you come in and you're upset about something, and maybe you don't say it. But your spouse knows it, right?
You feel it.
You're throwing stuff over here. Here's your keys. Don't want to talk. Everything is an attitude, or somebody's trying to talk to you, and you're just irritated and wrong. It may or may not even be related to your spouse.
It could be something
you don't talk.
Yeah.
The devil will fill in the blanks. It's easy to make assumptions.
The devil's gonna have your spouse thinking like, "Oh my God, did I do something wrong? He's changing. He doesn't love me anymore. Oh my God." Or she is she cheating? Or what is going on with her? So to Tamara's point, it could really just be work, or it could be like your drive home, you were in a ton of traffic.
Yeah.
But if you don't communicate, what your mood is projecting, that other person is really creating that in their own mind. That's the devil kind of talking, because the devil's always in our mind.
Honey. And I'll tell you, it's just as simple as saying, baby, I appreciate you, but I'm having a bad day today.
Give me 20 minutes.
I'm going to go upstairs and, I just need to get myself together. Just saying those words can change a lot of stuff. Anyways, I know we've been going on for a while, but we just want to continue to encourage you guys to practice some of the skills. If you have additional tips, please share them.
Yes, please.
We would love to hear them. But until next time, guys.
Yeah. And this might be a topic that we go live on maybe later, maybe this weekend, or maybe even earlier in the week, because I do think that there's a lot of really good conversation that can come from this. So maybe we'll do a live topic on this one. Okay.
So, all right, ladies. Well, until next time, stay strong, be encouraged, and we will see you then.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.